Hello, this is John Piper with the weekend video, and it's Saturday the 31st of October. A couple of notes about the US election on Tuesday. The Elliott wave theorists have said that this is the election to lose. They reckon, and I tend to agree with them, that we are at or past a major peak. Depends how you want to define the peak, really. I'm not sure the equity indices are really good guide with all this money printing. But apparently the Democrats won the election just before the Great Depression in the 30s and were not elected again for 20 odd years. So a similar fate could befall the winning candidate on this occasion. Another comment I saw was that if Biden wins, the big question will be how long will he last? In the event that he probably won't last the whole 4 years, and the expectation is that somebody very hard left will replace him within the first 2 years or so. So that's quite interesting. I may add a few other comments about that. Oh yes, I think it's a fair comparison with the 1930s as to now. The economy has been built up too far. It's now surviving on credit, basically, or money printing, if you like. The same for ancient Rome, in fact. I think we're at that kind of point where we're going to see the thing fall away a lot. I did write Financial Cataclysm Now in 2006, thinking the 2007 peak, which I was expecting, would be the important one. But of course, all the money printing, etc., in 2009 has propped us up for another few years, or I guess a fair number of years, in fact, I think 13, in fact, at this point in time, which I guess I should have perhaps expected, but I think this is more like the unorthodox top. I think the real peak in terms of value, etc., and real growth, etc., was probably earlier. Anyway, let's have a look at Bitcoin to start with. No change here. We're still going up on this rally, which I'm counting as a beginning of the third wave. So I'm anticipating, if this count is correct, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then a 3. So let me get this right. 1, 2, and then a third wave. A fourth wave due. The third wave may have continued up to here. A fourth wave being due, and then a fifth wave to complete this 5 waves up, which will go higher than the 14, but probably may well top 15, I would think, probably quite easily. We'll then fall back, maybe retest the fourth wave low, and then we're going to see what I expect is a very substantial rally, taking out the previous peak at 20,000. And possibly taking it above 30,000, I would think. So that's a little way in the future, but we're getting closer. As it's now almost the middle of November, sorry, no, it's not. That's the date of it. As we're now at the end of October, it's possible that rally will not come in until next year in 2021, when we'll know about the new US president. The other point of action I should perhaps mention is that those who actually bet for Trump at earlier stages will now already be well in profit, because he's now about 50-50. It really is a very tight race at the moment, apparently. I don't really study these sort of bets, but I know there are people with substantial sums on Trump, some of whom have already cashed in some decent profits. I suspect Trump will just win by a whisker, actually. That's my basic expectation, but obviously it is a very closely run event. Ethereum, no change here. We're still going down here, so this ABC count remains in place. As I said in Thursday's report, though, I think this decline will get truncated. I'm not sure we're going to see a full C wave down to 4,260. I have a similar length to this one here, because certainly Bitcoin starts to power ahead, as looks likely. I can't see Ethereum dropping that far down. Right, gold still in this triangle, A, B, C, D, E. We fell towards E during the week, bounced a little bit. I think there's a fair likelihood we're going to see this target around 1832. I think that seems quite possible. But the important move, the one that follows, which will take us above 2,000, well, above this high here, around 2071. At least that's my expectation. And that will continue for some time, I think. So I'm expecting a very good rally on gold once this thing's out of the way, which is now close to finishing, I believe. Perhaps add that those of you who haven't got any gold stocks may want to buy some in your portfolios. And I think mine tripled so far this year. Obviously fallen back a bit in this decline. I expect something similar to happen over the next year or so. So that's one thing I would suggest. Subscribers are welcome to get in touch, and you want to know what some of the stocks I'm holding. That would be helpful to you at all. That's something I wouldn't recommend stocks as such, in the sense that that's not what I do. I let you make your own decisions of what's actually going on. I just set out the position as I see it. Having said that, when I see the lows, I'm expecting gold and Bitcoin. My subscribers will know about it, because this will be a big call and a big move, which is could make some difference, quite a big difference actually, to people's lifestyle, I guess. Right, US 30, the Dow looks like an ABC. I mean, I think that could change, but the uncertainty is some of the uncertainty is going to disappear when the election takes place on Tuesday. Although having said that, I don't think the Democrats will accept a Trump victory. I think if Trump does manage to win at the polls, they'll drag all sorts of things into the pot to try and discredit the result. Similarly, I think Trump will do the same if the Democrats win, because of all this postal voting thing. So I think this will be a saga that will be running for a while, rather like a soap opera. But I don't know what the legal position is if a president actually wins at the poll. Can you actually appeal? I don't know. But I had to wait and see how that works out. But at the moment there is this potential ABC, although this thing is not necessarily this fall is not necessarily complete. It's hard to count 5 waves down, but I suppose you've got A, B, or 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, this could be a 4, I suppose, so one more decline, but it's a bit up in the air. But obviously there are news items that will be coming out in the next few days, which will have an effect on the market. And if you look at the Nasdaq, you can see that the A and the B look complete, but the C's got lower to go to be of equivalent levels to the A. So that may suggest we're going to see lower prices, but not too much lower, but not insignificant, about 1,000 points, i.e. 10%. So that's one possibility. And finally, FTSE, we've got this bounce here, which doesn't look at all impulsive, but looks like it may be a complete A wave. With a sell-off here, which is an ABC. We could go further, but it looks like we're going to see a C wave rally once this is over. So I, A, B, C, but I'm not sure there's lows in yet. Suggesting that any bounce we do see will just be, could be quite strong, but be followed by another sell-off, a fairly significant one, perhaps, and equivalent to the one we saw after the virus came in, which took us down from around 7.6, 7.7 down to 4.9 or thereabouts, 4.8, well 4.880. So a bounce up, maybe to the 61.8% level, which is 6.617, followed by a great big collapse at that point. So I'm still looking for a pretty negative year next year. I think the vaccine may. I'm trying to personally. I want to avoid the vaccine at all costs. It doesn't sound worth having. It doesn't actually cure the disease. Apparently, it just mitigates some of the symptoms. So I just don't. As I haven't got any symptoms, I don't see why I should. As I haven't got the disease itself, of course. But I certainly want a vaccine that just mitigates symptoms of a disease I don't even have. Anyway. I think that's enough for today. We've got a very interesting week ahead. We've got some big opportunities coming in the cryptos and gold, silver, which is my main focus, because they should be. Having tripled my gold stocks this year alone, I think there's a lot more to come there, and it's a much easier way of trading than just sit on the stock, obviously. Anyway, have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.